Good evening. It is a joy to be here with you all. We have been here, this is our third time here. The first time we were, I don't know what direction, the gym. We were in the gym over there, and I got to speak in the gym. And then a couple years ago, we were at the missions conference, and we got to speak and present from the floor. And now I'm behind the pulpit. So if we come back a fourth time, I don't know, we're super grateful for your support. Y'all have been supporting us for a little over 3 years, I believe, and we are extremely grateful. We're extremely grateful for y'all sending folks. You sent Dee to come visit us. We love having people visit us on the field. It's a joy. I can come up here and stand and tell y'all about the work in Honduras until I'm blue in the face and do okay, but to have people come and see, even Dee does us a great honor. So Dee came and stayed with us. We had a wonderful time with him, and then so we're just grateful. It means a lot to us. It helps us share the vision. So having someone come back and share with you about their experience. In fact, we got to see a picture that Dee, out in the hallway, that Dee took from our balcony. So that was really exciting for us. We're here to share you just a little bit about the vision in Tegucigalpa, Honduras. That's where we're serving. When I think about the vision in Honduras, I think of the hymn, "How Sweet and Awful is This Place," and specifically the line, "We long to see your churches full, that all the chosen race may with one voice and heart and soul sing thy redeeming grace." Our church's name is Gracia Soberana, which is Sovereign Grace Presbyterian Church. We are the only Reformed Presbyterian church in all of Honduras. There is one other Reformed Baptist church in a city about 3 hours away, but other than the two of us, we're about it for Reformed teaching. So we long to see more churches planted, specifically in Tegucigalpa where we're working. So at least a couple more so that we can form a presbytery and have form a denomination. We would, in order to have men trained to go and do that, we long to see a seminary started, and that's in the plans. We have a man named Josue Pineda who's studying at he's studying at Puritan Reformed Theological Seminary in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So you can imagine the transition from Tegucigalpa, nice and in the 70s most of the time, to Grand Rapids. I think they're learning a lot, but struggling through the cold. So Josue hopefully comes back soon to help with the seminary in Tegus. There's not a whole lot of Reformed doctrine in Spanish, so we've got a gentleman named Rudy who quit his job at a bank in Honduras to work with our ministry part-time at the church, on staff at the church part-time, and then part-time translating Reformed books, whatnot, into Spanish. So we've translated a few different books. Most recently, a book by Jonathan Landry Cruz called "What Happens When We Worship," and so we're excited. He's going to come down and actually do a seminar for us. So that's really exciting. Our church is about a mile from the largest university in all of Honduras, and so we would also long to see campus ministry started. We've got a number of college-age students coming to the church, and so we'd like to see that the Lord either raise up someone from our church or send a missionary, maybe from here, to come and serve as the campus minister for us. My role, about 5 years ago, my wife and I were living in South Africa and doing ministry there, and my younger brother, who's the team leader and ordained PCA pastor in Honduras, called and said, "Hey, the church is growing, and I need administrative help," and that's kind of my gifting, and so we wanted to take a nice biblical model of the older brother serving the younger brother. So I humbled myself and went to work with and for my younger brother, Aaron, and it's been a joy. We love being there. My role is one of kind of an on-staff deacon, and I'm helping just with admin as the church grows. We want to take a weight off him so that he can teach and preach, and now, again, as the church grows, counsel and do all sorts of things as we think about seminary, as we think about campus ministry, just help him lead the church. So taking off administrative burdens. He also asked me to help lead the church in mercy ministry, so we've identified a couple ministries in and around Tegus. There's a lot of ministries doing a lot of good work, and we didn't feel like we needed to restart anything, but so we looked around and found 2 ministries. Dee visited them both. One is a special needs ministry that the church works with, and in a couple weeks, it's about 40 minutes outside the city. We're gonna take the church up and do Sunday evening church on their campus since their folks can't leave. And who knows, that might turn into a regular event that we do. The other ministry is a ministry that is to the children of parents who work in the trash dump, the city trash dump in Tegucigalpa. And they have about 170 students. But the parents are working there for sustenance and income. And so our church is partnered with them. Rudy, the gentleman I mentioned before, is on their board. And this also could be a potential church plant at some point, as they would allow us to use their facilities. So we work with both of those. And then my other role is just helping facilitate short-term teams. As the ministry's grown and more church partners have come along, we've had more interest in people coming and visiting. So that is something that takes a lot of time, a lot of Aaron's time. So he asked me to help run with that. And so that's a great joy and privilege of mine. Things you all can, some exciting things that are happening at church. Another missionary that will be, I share an office with Adam Kane, and he will be at your missions conference. Adam just finished RTS Orlando and passed his floor exams and is going to be ordained. What's really exciting is some folks, he's coming out of a home church in Fort Lauderdale area, and they're going to send men down to ordain him in front of our church. Since most of our people aren't coming from a Presbyterian background, so it's really exciting for us to get to ordain a man in our church and them to see that he's a man under authority, give him a little bit more understanding of Presbyterianism, and that he doesn't just go off to the States and come back and all of a sudden can serve the elements and all that. So that's really exciting. So he gets ordained. I think he'll come here first, and then he'll get ordained after he's here. So if I stole his thunder, sorry. He should have come earlier. The church is growing. Something that we're working on is we've got about 130 members that come in the morning and about 80 that come in our evening service. And our church building is an old house that we've converted a few different things into a church building with offices, but we only have 2 toilets. So you can do the math. There's quite a long line between Sunday school and the morning service. And then people are getting up pretty often. So we're going to start working on bathrooms hopefully in the coming weeks or months. So that's something that's really exciting. And then finally, another exciting thing is we're working on electing deacons and elders. So it's been a slow process, again, just because most folks are coming out of a prosperity gospel charismatic background and don't have a full understanding of how Presbyterianism works. So we are walking them through what it means to elect elders and deacons for the first time. So that's really exciting. You can be praying for those things. You can be praying for our family. This is our last church visit before we head back on Tuesday. And so we got back and we got the flu. It's been quite an event here in the States. So we are excited to return home. So we can be praying for our family as we make final adjustments tomorrow and head back on Tuesday. And then for sure be praying for Adam and for elders and deacons. But yeah, so grateful for y'all and your prayers.